This is Weird Renegade Witches blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done. Of course, go to the Weird Renegade website, waywardrenegadewitchesblog.com. But of course, you already know that Wayward is about that revenge, redemption, responsibility, and that spell work. And of course, I've been receiving many of your text messages. I will get back to you. I'm not ignoring you. I do see them, but I'm just a little bit busy. But however, I'm going to get back to you, of course. I just kind of want to come back with a quick video. I don't know how quick it will be, but just kind of a part 2 of the witchcraft behavior and some of the frequencies that's been going on in December. Okay, so let's kind of just go down the line because I have some fucking questions. Okay, let's kind of look at this energy, right? So anyway, it's been understood that Mr. Biden, this energy, aka Bruce Willis, that they have pretending to be Biden or whoever that actor is up there, allegedly, pardoned hella people and commuted hella people. And they're saying this is the first time in history. Then you have some energies out here talking about, and excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but a preemptive pardon, which is a whole other frequency, right? And I'm like, well, goddamn, he covered. It was like no matter what his son did, there's whole videos about him. There's fucking NWA, dope man, get high on your own supply. It's just, he's smoking crack. You see the crack rocks. You see Obama's daughter credit card there. That nigga up there fucking naked as fuck, smoking that crack, tweaking all type of shit. They finding cocaine up in the fucking White House. And his daddy said, this nigga ain't going to jail. That's a whole nigga right there. That's a whole nigga. And that has nothing to do with no fucking black. Right? Just buffoonery, right? He covered his son from beginning to end, around the corner, around the block, up the street, around the corner up the street, the drone, everywhere. That nigga ain't going to jail. Then he let out motherfuckers of the underworld. Motherfuckers that was up there putting kids in prison, in jail, youth guidance center, whatever. Molesters, rapists, mayhem. But Tory Lane's not out yet. Okay, so then it made me start thinking of some shit, right? So I just kind of went down the line. And I said, is Ed Buck out of jail? Because here's the thing about Ed Buck. He should have never went to jail. And the reason why Ed Buck, and if you guys don't know who he is, look up Ed Buck. Because remember, it was a big deal talking about him because allegedly he was up there drugging gay boys with that crystal meth shit, right? Just for gay boys to be smoking crystal meth and wanting to get fucked like that, right? I mean, let's just be real and be right, because the current state is that is what we see. So why is he in jail? I'm wondering, did he get pardoned? And we don't know. I think there's a whole motherfucking list that we don't know about, and there's more motherfuckers that's been pardoned, and I believe it's the whole fucking Hollywood industry. Basically, that may even include young motherfucking thug. These motherfuckers did their job. They were supposed to go through their trials. That 70 show dude, is he pardoned? We don't know. Because I believe there's some ghost energy that we will never see and we will never know. It made me think about this alleged birthday party for Gayle. Okay, Gayle King. Was she pardoned? Was Oprah pardoned? What about that white motherfucker that was dancing his ass off? Let me see who that is. Because you see he thought he was getting it. Let me look here if I can find him. With all these people partying because they were partying, because I said, wait a minute, Gayle King is a she's a uh Capricorn. Why are they even having or thinking about a birthday party so early for her, right? And some simpletons, of course, will say, well, um, maybe she has something to do. Who was that was dancing hella hard? Let me look here. Because I think he's a whole. I'm gonna get to into some energies there. Oh, Stephen Colbert. What was he parting for? So people who got to leave the United States, they had to leave the United States because they were parting and maybe not come back. These people out here celebrating because they've been parting. They were saying some people who were held hostage and under house arrest during the whoop wop energy, they were parting. Are we forgetting during the whoop wop period and a little bit before Oprah went off the charts and she kept doing hella shit from her house because her motherfucking ass was on house arrest? And then it started coming out that they had those fucking ankle monitors around their ankles. Shit, is Kim Kardashian parting? Because all of a sudden she didn't broke her fucking ankle. And you know the symptoms of that is to either have some kind of boo or hide something to show that you got a fucking ankle monitor. Remember that alleged conspiracy theory? Was Nancy Pelosi pardoned? With all her connections to the healthcare, and supposedly the healthcare dude was going to testify against her ass, and her Italian mob connection allegedly. Because remember, she was arrested a minute ago. Remember, allegedly in the conspiracy theory militia world, we seen pictures of her handcuffed. See, y'all, or it's above your pay grade. Remember, militia people and conspiracy theorists, because I'm talking to you. Remember when we seen Nancy Pelosi arrested in handcuffs and the feds or whosoever arrested that ass? Was this a couple of years ago? Maybe I'll give it maybe a year. And she was a witness, and they was trying to say she was a witness for something. Allegedly, as we are up here witchcrafted, right? And I was like, they dancing mighty hard. Where they was Oprah, Gayle, and this Stephen Cole, were they all pardoned? Okay. That's why I mentioned Ed Buck. Was he pardoned? Did y'all see where Jill Biden mocked Kamala Harris? Does Kamala Harris exist? Because now they're trying to say she may run for governor of California. She might win. They need to give her a job, right? Did you see how that white woman Jill Biden, married to the Grand Wizard, mocked Kamala Harris to show she didn't like that supposed nigga bitch? That's when you know you nigga, because when a white woman come and start talking shit, you're for real nigga. See, people don't want to talk about that with white women. See, white women are good for that. They're good for mocking you and making fun of you and being very condescending and very pretentious. And they call themselves being, intellectual as they talk about your nappy hair. You know how they are. This is not racism. We just want to speak real and speak right. We want to talk about them. We want to talk about how they'll go up to a black woman, like, I like your lashes. You know how they are. Oh, I like your hair, nappy bitch. You know how they are, right? You know Kamala Harris was too highfalutin, too nigga. Overly educated. The real Kamala is really over. You know what that is. As Jill Biden was sitting next to Trump on his dick balls. Mother like son. I told you the sons are like their mother, allegedly. Right? We just having conversation. Did you see where JD Vance mama's a whole crackhead with no teeth? Allegedly. But there's a whole picture of her. Did you see that part? Now some other questions. Let's see. Doug Ford threatens to I guess cut off energy to the US in response to Trump. So I'm assuming, I don't know, you guys correct me. Is he supposed to be the Canadian whatever? And I didn't even know that they supplied anything to the United States, and he was pointing out Chicago and Michigan. Can we talk about this? Or are we not going to talk about that part? Are we going to talk about billionaire founder of clothing brand Mango falls to death exploring Barcelona caves? Are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about the haunted Superdome? How bond set at 300K for suspect who allegedly shot a man in the chest there? Hmm. Pelosi, let's go here. Nancy Pelosi hospitalized after she sustained an injury from a fall on official trip at Luxembourg? However, Pelosi hip replacement surgery at a U.S. military hospital in Germany. Nancy Pelosi been around since a fucking teenager, right? So we want to go back to just before that or after that. Matthew McConnell, is it Matthew McConnell? Basically, he fell working from home after a fall at Capitol Hill office. And I told you, I thought he been out. I thought they been put his ass out. I thought they was talking about he was too old, right? But we don't want to talk about stuff like that. We don't want to talk about the suspicion. I have some other fucking questions. The story of that football player, Aaron Hernandez, keep coming up. And that's a haunting energy of allegedly how he committed suicide. But have you guys ever heard the autopsy? Blood on his fingers and feet, dried vomit on his nose and mouth, shampoo on the floor, 4:15 a.m. He didn't have clothes. He had the Bible open, John 3:16. And we don't have questions. Okay, we don't have questions. Okay. I have some more questions. Here's my questions. This is in reference to the rapper Buckshot from the Black Moon. Did y'all see where it sound like a kid approaching him, meaning a young adult, talk about he was a snitch? And I said, I don't understand, what is he a snitch for? And he's like tripping on, like, what are you talking about I'm a snitch for? And they were saying that he have some kind of commercial properties or some kind of properties, and somebody was squatting and he had to handle his motherfucking business, call the police to get him out. So therefore they were trying to say that's the reason why that he got beaten the way he got beaten. And there's something about his energy. I'm doing the video. What's up?
You want to practice, so they're coming between like I think like somewhere between like 11:30 and like 1.
UPS?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So listen.
I did listen. He just hurried up and walked away.
I'm just saying, I know, I hear you. Just, you know.
Okay. So there's something more to Buckshot from Black Moon and that beating that he received. It had nothing to do with no squatting or snitching. That whole interaction and energy seems orchestrated, and there was something else behind it. What was behind Buckshot's beating? Because the whole thing sounds ridiculous. I'm just going through old shit because I have fucking questions. Young Buck. I was listening to 3-6 Mafia, and something just like hit me, right? I said, what the fuck was all that shit with Young Buck about him with trans and all that shit? And what the fuck was 50 Cent talking about with his energy? And I believe Young Buck might be a Pisces. I said, what made that Cancer bring him down and sacrifice him like that? And then put him out there just for modern day energies, for motherfuckers to be fucking with trans and gay men? What the fuck were they introducing to us then? Because to be on the real with you, they've always been on a get down with the get down. But what the fuck was all that shit with Young Buck? And it was like Young Buck could even get a fucking break. So much so, it's like as if he was blacklisted, couldn't get shit in the industry due to 50 Cent pulling that weird shit. But then for modern day times, for it to be the in thing. What the fuck was that bewitchery and witchcraft? What the fuck is going on with Nicole Murphy and Lisa Ray? Both of them pretty women of a certain age. Both of them are together. What is the story behind Lisa Ray clowning the fuck out of Nicole? Nicole don't give a fuck. People don't know about Capricorns. They don't know that Capricorns will steal your man, steal your women. Y'all don't know about them, and they don't give a fuck. Because in so many words, Nicole is calling her an opportunist and a broke bitch. Because that Turks and Caicos dude. But I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on with Turks and Caicos dude, because wasn't he sleeping with Tisha Campbell, man, allegedly? So why does Nicole, and don't get me wrong, I love me some Lisa Ray, but here's my thing. Then how come that husband of Keisha, was it Tisha Campbell's, why is he not collecting the same heat as Nicole Murphy? See, Nicole Murphy been sleeping with people, men, and friends, men. She don't give a fuck. She's about her coins. And that's a fucking Capricorn for you. So what is the underlying issue, and what is this really covering up? I have questions, because this is bullshit that's been in the news, right? In California, they have a new mental health app called Solona. And it's for the ages of 13 through 25 years old, right? And it's supposed to allegedly be giving real help life coaching for kids and shit, right? This is in the air. You should never let your kids get on a fucking app to get any type of counseling for them to take records of their mental health, for them to create new thriller movies and to analyze them. What the fuck is this? Because apps is nothing but an analyzing frequency to help them how to monitor and fuck you up. Just like all those apps, those sex apps, the grinders and all that shit that y'all are on. You don't think the government is monitoring and watching your asses, seeing what the fuck you doing, how you fuck, how you move, how you're hypersexual, how you may have psychosis and mental illness? One of my spiritual constituents listened to me and went and got on that damn, what's it called, sniffle? And he forwarded me shit that I was like, ooh. They crazy on that whole app. That's why I told y'all to check out Sniffle. They're more interesting than Jack and Grinder. And all they doing is monitoring. And that Sniffle is even more dangerous because they monitor where the fuck you are. So now they have psychosis apps for mental illness. Come on now, y'all. Talking about psychosis, I was looking at T.S. Madison, right? And something bothered me, so call me a hater, but I'm going to say it. I am absolutely appalled. And I am absolutely appalled by the double standard of a fucking transvestite, because he still has his dick, so he's not a transsexual. He did not get the surgery. He's considered a transvestite or a cross-dresser. So we're going to stop that playing with these words, okay? So therefore, T.S. Madison, nope, I'm sure he's a nice person. However, how is it you guys, and whoever it is, what it ain't, you guys are hyping up this whole relationship of T.S. Madison with a masculine male dating, going on a date? And T.S. Madison, they have propped him up as the face of plus size women. So we have this plus size man who had all the bells and whistles, and don't get it fucked up, because back in the day on Twitter, T.S. Madison used to follow Witch Patrol / Wayward Renegade, but I got to keep it real, keep it right. Look, operated, plus size, thicker person, but a biological woman catches hell if we date the same kind of dude. What is the motherfucking psychosis and double standard? And yes, I am heated. So let me just take them words. You jealous bitch? Yes, I am. Because when the guys I used to date, I used to have bitches up there hella tripping with me, talking shit. Even on social media, you have motherfuckers out here jealous of plus size biological women dating guys of a certain build or whatever. But with a whole man's, you guys are hyping this shit up. Oh, you look good together. I love seeing y'all together. Oh my God, this and that. You're such a great example. Da 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 da. But then let that be a biological fat woman. Ugh, you fat bitch. He can do better than you. Lose weight. You need to get on a diet with her. Da 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 da. What's the issue? What's your psychosis? I'm trying to understand the psychosis. I want to understand this double standard. So a trans man, transvestite, cross-dresser, who was a man at one time or still is a man, and you guys want to call him or her, is dating a supposed good-looking built guy put together, and you give that energy all the accolades. But if a biological woman, same build, plus size woman, biological, dated the same man, you got shit to say? I'm just talking. I'm just asking questions, right? I seen Denzel Washington, and let me say, this is not hate. I'm just asking. I'm just asking what people want to understand in this bewitchery and witchcraft energy, right? Bitch, you press? Yes, I am. So then over here it says so I'm saying I see something with Denzel Washington, stud slash Gazy's daughter was out with her handler slash date, this big white woman, and the white woman took a picture with her legs crossed. I said, what in the fucking Masonic is she's talking about here? And some people believe that that is a form of etiquette in taking pictures. No, that is not a form according to Delta Christian Charm class. That is considered that is bad etiquette. You don't cross your legs while taking pics like that, especially that much of a cross for it to be noticed. Usually, if you're crossing like that, it's kind of a foundation because you're about to bow or you're about to do something in grace, in honor, or in appreciation, or to introduce something like that, according to my Christian Charm class under Deltas. So unless times has changed and the etiquette of standing has changed, is what it is. But I found the stud slash Gazy daughter very interesting of Denzel Washington. But just to go backwards, who else did that interesting cross, which is giving a sign, was Cardi B when she was up in the leopard print at that damn cheap ass Skims grand opening in New York City. See, when I was like, why is she crossing her legs like that? I said, oh, okay, this is just code for something. But what the main thing that I really noticed about them cracked legs of Cardi B, them heroin legs, and this is not allegedly, go back to the pic because they didn't Photoshop it or whatever they needed to do. I don't understand how in the fuck under her stockings or whatever she had on that we can see that her legs are scarred up. And those look like needle legs to me. Those look like scarred up legs from drugs. And even if that is so, they're supposed to put foundation and powder on them legs so her legs are even and look good. How in the fuck are you going to have her posing with her legs crossed and she got fucking crack legs or needle legs with all them scars on it? I have fucking questions. Call me a hater. I'm just looking at the etiquette of fashion. I'm just looking at who in the fuck is her public relations? Who in the fuck is her stylist? Because you don't put her in shit like that and then don't cover up her legs and expect her to look classy, then have the audacity to have her cross her legs to present and put out a code. We're just talking about witchcraft, but at least keep it right. I'm just asking questions here, right? Allegedly. Not bullying. I'm just talking about styling and fashion, right? So we're going to sit up here and play games with that Luigi, with the horoscope and the astrology. That motherfucker is a Cancer. Nancy Pelosi is an Aries, and the connection. And I'm going to tell you something because I'm going to get to some real shit in a motherfucking minute as we're going to talk about horoscopes because they're under the frequencies of horoscopes, right? But here's something that's very interesting. This alleged P. Diddy shit, they keep denying his bail. And I don't understand why they keep denying his bail. Because according to the Alexander twins, what is it? It was Elon or whatever, Elnon. Have you guys been keeping track of the twins? Let me see here. Yeah. So it's these twins that's supposed to be connected to a high-end Miami real estate energy. And according to, I think it says Oren, Oren, and Alon, Alon, their father is very rich and last name Alexander. And apparently they have one brother in red and one brother in green. And apparently red, I don't know, supposed to mean it's a high profile case. And the other brother had some kind of green on. And apparently they was trying to say that's for people who want to hurt themselves, right? So the allegations, federal allegations and charges against them is that they rape, assault, drug, and rape. Okay. However, these are the same charges similar to Puff Daddy, right? However, they allegedly keep denying Puff Daddy's bail. However, with these two brothers, they actually approved their bail. But when you look at it on regular Google daggers would tell you that the judge denied their bail. But the judge did not deny their bail because because their attorney had an interview stating that they appreciate them basically granting and signing the pre-trial release. So these two high profile assault, drug, and rape people who supposedly did this or allegedly did it, they get to go home on bail and they on motherfucking house arrest until the trial. And their rich daddy put up his property, which is worth $40 million. So I have a fucking question. How in the fuck did these motherfuckers, the Alexander brothers, who committed basically the same crime, how in the fuck do they get granted bail, but Negro Diddy doesn't? And my next question, have you guys been looking at them fucking sketches during the trial that doesn't look like him? It makes him look like he's transformed. And how come we haven't seen any more video, reports, or nothing from the court energy? I just have fucking questions. It's since you guys don't. And we're going to say allegedly, right? I want to know what the fuck is going on with this OG. Is it OG Mako? They went and put all over the media that he died, but then they said that his attorney or whosoever is saying that he didn't die, that he's actually in ICU fighting for his life. What kind of shit is going on right there? What the fuck is going on with this person who basically created Chat EBT and AI in San Francisco, and they said that his name is Suchur Bahali, and apparently he was in San Francisco, and who would have known that he was the supposed part of the creation of Chat EBT, or is it GBT, and he ended up dead of an apparent suicide, allegedly. What the fuck is going on, especially in the California, in Orange County, where they're talking about there's a whole bunch of break-ins, and they're now reporting the break-ins, but the people who are breaking in are using drones and technology to break in people's houses. Almost sound like an insurance scam to me. But what the fuck, drones and fucking technology to break into people's homes? I have fucking questions. And they call them transnational gangs. Sound like it's landscapers to me up in there casing out places. Because you know some of them landscapers be belonging to shit and work as lookouts. Remember I told you about the whole house cleaning, babysitting, landscaping type of frequency going on. But this is allegedly, they're saying that drones and technology is part of this frequency, but we don't have fucking questions. Right? And we talk about drones, I have some fucking questions. So I have a spiritual constituent who forwarded me over that they created a whole Instagram page about the New Jersey drone shit, and allegedly now they're flying over Maryland. But I have a fucking question. If those were a fucking threat, then what happened to the National Guard? What happened to the Navy? What happened to the military? Why haven't we seen the military and shit hovering trying to see what the fuck it is? Why are we having all of these videos and people recording and trying to shoot at some shit? And it might be a whole fucking video, an AI energy, a projector. But I have questions on why the president of the fucking United States of the Americas haven't said nothing to this. And why isn't the military in the air handling this issue? It's a little suspicious to me, and I'm wondering why nobody have any motherfucking questions. Allegedly. So allegedly in that goddamn Haiti, they're trying to say a leading gang member, because you guys still believe Barbecue's still alive at one point, and Barbecue been dead for almost going on 2 years, or was it a year to 2 years? Who knows? Anyway, they're pulling a nigga move, making y'all scared of voodoo. So they're trying to say that it's supposedly a leading gang leader, according to who? Jacqueline Charles, from CBS News. So, and apparently the United Nations are alleging that a known gang leader from Haiti, son took sick. So he went to, of course, a voodoo person to try to help the son, and the voodoo person sat up and said that all them fucking old motherfuckers tried to kill your goddamn son. So you need to go on and kill all them motherfuckers because they tried to kill your goddamn son because they old as fuck. So anyway, allegedly the leader of Haiti, the Haiti gang, then went and killed most of the elders and shit because this supposed voodoo motherfucker then told him, hey, you supposed to kill them motherfuckers because they didn't did all that voodoo on your son because the son allegedly died. This sounds like it's on straight cap and it's propaganda. And we back at it again. I don't believe a word of this shit. Oh, that's the person. His name is Bahir, the Sajur Bahir. Apparently, let me go back to that. He's a developer and whistleblower of Open AI. Just to give you that information. So anyway, so we got we got all this, propaganda bullshit popping off again. So anyway, then it made me kind of think about, because some spiritual constituents, something made me think about some shit. It made me think about the whoop wop, as we call the pandemic, and how the elders were being affected. And allegedly, some of the military was telling me of how a lot of the elderly people were dying and taken sick and was sitting in fucking wheelchairs and shit in a lot of these hospitals, from the United States to Asia. So so they were saying it's very interesting how a lot of the respiratory issues affected the elderly and people who were sickly, and how the elderly were dying. See, they want the elderly to die because it gives you too much wisdom and foundation. They may actually teach you something, but because they're creating a new world frequency, they don't want you motherfuckers to know shit. That's why Gen Zs and millennials got a problem listening to people who are older than them, because they too busy trying to judge, but they not really understanding what's going on. But the bottom line is that if you understand that energy in Haiti of elders, and we already seen this during the whoop wop, then what the fuck do you think is going on, right? So it made me think about renaming, because I said, is it Baron Samurai? Well, I'm gonna say Baron. How in the fuck does white people go to Louisiana and rename Baron Devil Roots? So understand, we got white people renaming Baron Devil Roots. The fuck? And then changing the scope of Louisiana to vampires? That is genderfied religion, a genderfied folkloric culture. Okay? They've been for almost a year now trying to recreate the energies of Louisiana to vampires. Now they up there renaming Baron Devil Roots. No use of y'all correcting me, because even if you correct me, I still can't pronounce it. And and y'all not tripping on that? A spiritual constituent showed me something, and I seen it also, and it was on TikTok, talking about the history of Louisiana Spaniard governor sat up and hated on black women and their highfalutin behavior about their hair and philosophies, and talking about how the white women hated on black women and their hair and highfalutin energies, and then went and told on them in newspapers and all of that stuff, to sit up and say, we don't want them nigga bitches to think they better than us and highfalutin. So then your Spaniard be like, I feel you on that. They think they too rich and got too much motherfucking money. So we're going to throw spell work and put spell work on Louisiana. So all them niggas will be slave and continuously be slave, and they will never be highfalutin, and we will always stand on top of them. And we will cause sacrifices and death and mayhem just so they can cover their fucking head. Then when the black women said, okay, motherfuckers, we're going to put these raps on, we're gonna be highfalutin with these raps, they hating on that shit. See, my thing is that when I heard about that type of energy, I heard about it in Africa and other states outside of Louisiana, but I didn't know Louisiana was part of that governing of covering black women's hair and how we do our hair, and believing that we're highfalutin. So we have an energy going on, as I talked about on the 24th, that, you know, the Vatican, which they call it a Jubilee, is going to let out an energy of, you know, I don't know what. I said Baal. Who's going to come running out there? The four horses? I don't know. Who? The pale horse? The pale horse going to come trotting up out of there? I don't know. Revelations? I don't know. The black horse? Who? I don't give a fuck what's up in there, okay? It's just the fact that it was done. I think the last time they showed a recording of it was back in 1975, okay? So we got to get ready for that bullshit. Anyway, December, I never realized how creepy December is. I never realized Christmas is creepy as a motherfucker. What cracks me up is that, you know, we have these newfound Negroes, and not everybody have to afford to celebrate it. But the bottom line is that you're not understanding, however you celebrate Christmas, especially as black people, that's your wealth and prosperity. I noticed once you guys stopped practicing Christmas and all that stuff, y'all went broke back mountain on a nigga. And the bottom line is that there's all of these frequencies within December that we're not even peeping. You got the Krampus, which is the demon. You have fucking December 13th with the Lucy, with the demons coming in the flow. This year, the 13th fell on Friday, so you know how y'all scared of that shit. We have black people who used to roast chestnuts, which chestnuts is a form of demon energy, but it gives you wealth and prosperity. And so I would say our black people knew what the fuck the what's up is, you know, as Nat King Cole, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. So that's a form of wealth and prosperity. You know, in European culture, they talk about the alcohol and raisins game. However, in the black culture, they have rum raisin game, where you soak the raisins in fucking rum and the kids eat it and so on. But that's still a sacrificial energy that give back to the demons of wealth and prosperity and frequency. Y'all sit up and complain about altars, but you don't know if you sit up and decorate your house, that's a form of altar of wealth and prosperity and income, okay? Especially fucking around, you know, with them demons that y'all fuck with, right? You know, and then you all talk about Christ, Christmas. Yes, Christmas, mass, Christmas. Let's look at it in another flip mode. Okay? What is it? Isn't this the year? Was it on the 12th or whatever? When was that, when they created the black let me see here. It's very interesting. Yeah, December 12th, 1900, James Weldon Johnson poem Lift Every Voice and Sing is set to music by Brother Later, becoming known as the Black National Anthem. So you got this month the Black National Anthem. We shouldn't be singing it any other time but the motherfucking month of December. Because to be honest with you, the month of December was back in the day a high lynching month, especially to lynch black men. See, we don't want to talk about that part. Right? What's also very interesting in the universal soul, we're talking about December. There's some interesting energies going on, but let's look at some other frequencies, right? In the state of California, something was going on yesterday, especially in parts of Northern California and Southern California. What the fuck did they do in the universal soul? All you seen was fucking airplanes spewing out smoke, and it made it into a cross. And it wasn't no motherfucking chemtrails. And it made me think, are they making it colder? They fucking with the clouds? What are they doing? And I noticed it around between 440 to 445, okay? And I said, what the fuck are they spewing up out of the fucking... And those, whatever that was, the clouds, it stayed up in the universe for a minute, because then remember yesterday was supposed to be the supposed high point of the, as they call it, the cold moon. Then when you look at the moon this morning, is something over it. It's a film. But then you look to the left of you, the sun is shining. Because remember, closer to Christmas, you have to understand, it has nothing to do with Jesus, have everything to do with the birth of the world. And you have to understand, the moon is not the moon is the sun, and that was the first energy that lighted up the whole universal soul. So they're up there blocking the original sun that stays in the universal soul 24/7. Makes you think, right? As you know, the Met Gala coming up, right? And they're going to do the dandy at the Met Gala. But I have some questions, because I'm very interested in this, because I heard it from a fashion historian that was talking about, I think, East Coast fashions. And I said, damn. And they call it fly vines. And they said fly vines, the Rockefeller of clothing. And I'm sure some of y'all seen it on social media. And when I seen the Converse and shit, I said, shit, that's a Met Gala, because California wore their Chucks and Converse in a certain way. And then you got New York that did. That's a whole energy and a whole brand and a whole concept, men and women. I want to learn about that concept. I want to understand that. Okay. And then in later years, when you get into around the early millennium, you start wearing, of course, your Converse, the ladies especially, depending where you're at, with, Louis Vuitton purses, and with a whole energy popping off, right? So why are we not dealing with those type of fashions? Oh, it's not enslaved enough. They still need to enslave. I went back and I was looking at that Sherazad Ali. I said, what the fuck is up with this bitch? And they start showing, I'm going to say it just like that. I said, now I understand. At first I was with her, but it was something she said on these clips, that she said that women stop at the age of thought of 14 and 15. I said, God damn, how come we didn't see how these motherfuckers been infiltrators all along, how they've been problematic? That's a Kevin Samuels. That's a whole energy. What other frequency would ever think a woman is of child and she birthed children? Like, what the fuck is that? why would we even trust her when we seen her whatever on the Oprah or Donahue show, and then Yana Van Zant jumped her ass up and she been part of the crew. It's been bullshit ever since. Maybe it's time to kind of X these people out, because they have caused a cold game and a cold fucked up energy among black people, especially with this fucked up philosophy of men against women, men talking shit, men thinking women are children, and men da 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 da. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that. Did y'all see that clip of this Cam on that Funky Friday, and he set up and said that he never went to the strip club for women but for guys, and some of y'all be like, well, no, he just saying da 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 da. That nigga is on some other shit. No telling what's going up in the real champagne room with them dudes and one female. Stop playing. That's a cold cover up to go to the strip club and then be and watch women strip, or then go somewhere and be doing other shit. That's a good cover up, isn't it? Makes you wonder. That's what them niggas been doing. Cause I've been wondering. I said, do men really like all that ass up in their face? Is that really tantalizing them, or are they really there with each other? And then it's kind of looking at porn, because you got to think about it. It's not the fact that the women are stripping and dancing. It's the fact that they're in your face with their ass. And then it makes you wonder how some men have a fetish of smelling booty holes and smelling booty and want booty all the fucking time. So therefore, isn't that kind of insinuating an energy, stripping? Isn't stripping insinuating for men homosexuality? See, that's above your pay grade. Have y'all been seeing Brian Pumper, how he been out of it? What he on? Okay, because you know he like his booty licked. If y'all looked at any of his porn. So let's revalue strip clubs now. The real reason men go to the motherfucking strip club. Cause I've seen just strippers just strip. Right? But shouldn't we kind of reevaluate when men keep wanting all that ass in their face? Because when you go to a white woman strip club, they ass don't be up in the face like that. But in a black strip club, there's a lot of that going on. So there's no art in it. So now it makes me reevaluate black men and ass, and keep wanting ass and keep wanting ass. I just have questions. I'm just talking bewitchery and witchcraft of the universal soul, right? So anyway, the cold moon, as I call it, the Enoch moon, but it's above y'all pay grade, because y'all like, that's not what Enoch meant. This bitch don't know what she talking about. So it's cold as fuck out here, right? And when it's cold like this, and they're making it cold, you have fucking snow in Arizona and New Mexico and all that before it's time, and just weird shit like that. The cold is because of the spirits. They want them spirits to uproot. I keep trying to tell y'all, but they too busy trying to say you're schizophrenic and all that shit. Well, as you already know, cold and freezing temperatures bring spirits, snow, just cold weather, period, right? And spirits are walking the earth. See, the trick is we assume that in the Bible it tells us that spirits come from the heavens and spirits go into heaven. Spirits don't go into heaven. They're right here on earth with us. And then they keep going down. They don't go up, they go down. And you guys not realizing man can't control what's on earth, but they can control what's in the heavens. Okay, that's why the earth, that's why the heavens is breaking like a fucking glass, because man is up there doing all type of crazy ass shit, but man can't control the earth. That's why they give us everything in air, meaning social media and so on. They can create illusions in the air, but they cannot create illusions on earth, right? So the spirits walk. So I've been peeping something kind of what's going on in the universal soul. So you understand they're bringing in, I said horoscope, so I'm keeping it layman. They're bringing in Aries and Taurus. Aries and Taurus is going to rule for a minute. So when we see that, so the very interesting thing about this is that there's going to be what we call the war of the wars, the war of the world. So we're going to have a horoscope fight, right? So the funny thing within this energy, you're going to have water against fire. Air and earth is going to step back and the fight is going to be there. Okay? This is above y'all pay grade. Luigi is fucking a Cancer. This person that they saying that's Luigi, which I don't think is the real one, but okay, but that's for giggles and laughs. He's a fucking Cancer. And a high Cancer. Nancy Pelosi, which they keep mentioning, is an Aries. So in this universal soul, what's going to happen, it's going to be a lot of energy of people walking over you, talking around you, saying what it is, what it ain't. And you have to know your motherfucking rights. You have to know your federal rights. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to know your rights because the Aries can talk around you. The Taurus can talk around you. And you're not going to realize that your rights have been violated. It's going to be a lot of forceful bullying. It's going to be like people telling you better do this type of mentality. And we have a lot of hot energy going on, right? Okay. So then what's happening within the planet system, you're going to, that's why this whole energy brought in the fight. So intentionally, this energy in the universal soul, the planets of Capricorn, the planets of Cancer, the planets of Jupiter, and the planets of Mars. Understand these are planets because you got to understand Cancer got to go double Capricorn. That's a whole other energy I'll explain in a minute. Okay? But it's going to be a war of the worlds. We're going to have spirit against practical. Okay? And what's going to happen is it's going to be a movement. So therefore, the Cancer is always going to stay in the middle. But the Cancer promoted the Scorpio to be at the top. And then demoted the Pisces to be in third house, as they call it. Because we're going to have to work in our shadow selves. So that means Cancer go double Capricorn as the person that's going to be the communicator, right? They're the ones saying do this, do that. Where the Scorpio turns into who? Taurus. Taurus turns into who? Baal. So we need to win the battle. But let's not fuck up Pisces. So as we understand the position of the Pisces with shadow self Virgo, we understand it's the energies of war. Because again, we're talking horoscopes and because they're dealing and walking in horoscopes. So therefore, this is above many of your pay grade because you'll be like, well, what's she talking about? It's just what it is. It's just what it's appearing in the universal soul. So there's, like I said, there's a war of the world of, is going to be water against basically, as they call it, fire energies. But within that energies, again, water can have two allies, okay? Because some of them can transform themselves. Because the bottom line, what it comes down to is like having Satan against the devil, okay? And we have to understand the way this holy door opening and frequencies, they're telling you Christ is dead. Christ is dead, period. And people will say, well, Christ has always been dead. No, because remember, you guys believe that you're walking in the likeness of Christ. You are not walking in the likeness of Christ because Christ is dead and Christ's been dead because Christ has been allegedly in the spirit. And that's why you guys keep trying to grab on the Holy Spirit that leads into the Holy Ghost, but you're really supposed to be grabbing into the Holy Ghost because the Holy Spirit is dead. The body is dead. Christ is dead. And that's why they say the sky has cracked and heaven is gone. Heaven is dead. Because remember, I talked about the reverse of what the kind of games that they're playing. And that's why the universal soul believes that they own the, we're going to say the universe, the sky. Okay, they don't own Earth. Okay, so the thing about it is that again you have Earth and air can be, as we say, like an illusion. Okay, some people say, well, that's Lucifer, that's that frequency, but I'm just saying how they're moving. As much as people would say, oh, these people don't follow the Bible, they're following every motherfucking word in the Bible. We're not following it. Okay, because in this case, God is alive, Christ is not. It's kind of like, and then you have what I call the hostages, right? Because then you have Gemini that turns into Pisces. So it goes Pisces turn into Gemini, turns into Libra type of effect energy. So I call them the hostage. They're held hostage. They're there to give word. They're there to be, minions. They're there to follow a certain frequency. Okay, and we have to understand we have individuals or a group of people that are hot energy. So now the hot energy that we have to look at, hot energy are the Indians, Middle Easterns, of course, Africa. Um, we have to look at Asia hot. And with them being hot and coming in the way they come in, how is that going to affect us Central and South America and so on? That's why if you kind of look at it, when I say, oh, we're going to have new mutants, they're literally getting these people from Africa, Central and South America, and underground, we call it underground, creating new mutants. You're going to have a whole bunch of new mutants that are Asian, that are Indians. And then they're going to mix them with other people. And literally, me and spiritual constituents was talking about, damn, are we watching what happened to us? How they mixed us all up? So that's why I mentioned, how in the hell are they selling that Ethiopian girl to this Asian man, and all he's going to do is have sex with her and make her have a whole bunch of babies? I was telling somebody, I said, have y'all seen the mixture of the African babies with the Chinese? They look hard. I was like, they got penitentiary faces. I said, damn. I said, that's a whole other frequency. I'm not being rude. I'm just calling out for what it is, right? It's kind of like I was also telling spiritual constituents. I said, it's like them damn people having sex with them butterball turkeys. Yeah, they was having sex with butterball turkeys. They created new mutants. Just like we seen that Asian man having sex with the damn chicken. Period. So we have to understand our levels of how to fight this. This is a spiritual fight. I think we so fucking crazy. We didn't realize when they sat up and told us aliens, aliens. All they did was take pictures of fetuses. Y'all don't even realize that fetuses look like aliens. They done took a whole bunch of fetuses and made them into aliens. Yes, a woman who carries a baby, their fetuses look like aliens. And we out here like, they're aliens. They're aliens. Hollywood ain't shit. NASA ain't shit, allegedly. Can you imagine taking a dead fetus and saying this is an alien? And just to go back to the ally of Leo, and remember I said Leo is the ally because it turns into Aquarius, and Aquarius turns into Cancer, and the Aquarius turns into water, the water into Neptune, and the water into Uranus. Uranus. Because then that goes back into Gayle, Stephen Colbert, and Oprah first of all, what's very interesting about that whole energy, they was up there practicing a whole celebration and whole ritual. They told us that the surprise party for Gayle happened on the 7th. I'm sorry, on the 14th, right? But then on the 13th, that's when they call it, we're going to say Lucifer's Daughter's Day. So for 3 days under this moon, they were celebrating first being pardoned, but uprising the demonist energies that they're pushing. So you have a Capricorn whose shadow self is a Cancer, but then in this energy, the Capricorn, the Capricorn is going to be double. But then you have the Aquarius that is an ally to who? The Cancer, but also an ally to Capricorn. But then they're also dancing with Steve Colbert, and he is a damn fucking Taurus, which leads back into Bell. So they had all of the energies here for battle. They're letting you know what's coming in. Because Leo and Capricorn together, which is AKA shadow self of the Aquarius, that's a vicious game. And that's why I said the universe is going to be about an Aries and it's going to be about a Taurus. I'm in a lesson.
Huh?
I mean, I did a lesson. I'm doing a video. What's up?
Okay.
Can you give me a minute?
What do you mean? It's been 2 hours.
Okay, it hasn't been 2 hours. So that's the energies, going on in the universal soul. And also there has been some soul shifting. There's a lot of shit going on, especially since the energies of December. There's a lot of souls and shit walking around here, soul shifting. You're going to hear people, you're going to see people that's alive getting out of their bodies, calling your name, and you're like, what? And they over there across the street somewhere. You're going to keep hearing things, voices in your houses and whatever. You like, what is that? You're going to be dreaming for real, thinking that you're like in an energy, and it's like you keep replaying your life over and over, and you're like, man, wasn't I just here? Soul shifting. Soul walking. I had an energy where I was thanking my client, thinking I was really thanking my client, but I wasn't thanking my client. And when I woke up, I said, didn't I just thank my client? Man, what's going on? It's the cold. It's reshifting. And thank you for correcting me. Is it Willie Smith? Because Patrick Kelly and Willie Smith, their energies were like similar to me. But Patrick Kelly, I'm talking about designers, fashion designers, and Willie Smith, they are gatekeeping both of their energies. And yes, they died of the same frequency. Another energy to look into is Sam Fine. I've been trying to remember his name for a minute. If you want to talk about a man that can do some motherfucking makeup for black women and make us look like some motherfucking women, look up Sam Fine. Okay, that's the real motherfucking shit right there. All this other shit don't mean nothing. Anyway, just some energies that I had going on. This is Wayward Renegade Witches blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done.